What's he doing? Is he gonna ram the wall? Who is this guy? God, people are just getting murked left and right. What is going on? That has to be foreshadowing. That has to be foreshadowing. Hey guys, I'm ExactlyOneSasquatch, and I have never watched anime. I've watched all sorts of different media. I would say probably mostly like American media, various different TV shows and movies and things of that nature. But I just never got into the habit of watching anime, you know? If it's something that's not a habit, it's something that you've never done before, you know? All my friends have been bothering me to watch anime for years now. They're all massive fans, and the two shows that they had recommended to me were Full Metal Alchemist and Attack on Titan. So I've heard that Attack on Titan is one of the best animes of all time. Not that I want to hype it up too much, but it's supposed to be a good show. So if you want to watch a total non-anime watching person react to anime for the first time, this is the video for you. By the way, this video is sponsored by the like button. It lets me know you guys like the content and it helps out the channel a bunch. Also subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I've been coming out with Star Wars The Bad Batch reaction videos and breakdown videos. There's 4 episodes left of that. I'm going to be watching through Attack on Titan as fast as I can. I had found out that season 4 part 2 of Attack on Titan is going to be coming out sometime in the winter. So that'd be really cool if I caught up on time, and then I could watch with you guys as those stories unfold. And then maybe I'll throw in a couple other things. I haven't watched Loki yet, and I know a lot of people really like Loki, so I might throw that in. A quick little note that I thought you guys might find interesting is just, I went through the IMDb top 250 TV shows of all time, and I had wrote down some of the ones that were on there that I have watched, and then other ones that were on there that I haven't watched, but have heard of and have heard good things about, and then may potentially want to watch them in the future, just to give you guys an idea of the media that I've consumed up to this point. I'm probably going to post this list in my YouTube bio somewhere, just so that way it's more readily accessible. But anyway, I'm going to run through the shows real quick. The notable shows that I've watched are Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, 24, Better Call Saul, The Sopranos, pretty much all Star Wars media, including The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian was very highly rated on the list. I've seen everything Marvel except Loki. I haven't watched Loki yet. And then I found out that I actually watched quite a few sitcoms in my day. I've watched all of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, How I Met Your Mother, That 70s Show, Seinfeld, Friends, King of Queens, Everyone Loves Raymond, News Radio. I've seen lots of Family Guy. I've seen half of The Office. I've seen The Big Bang Theory. And then growing up, you see various Nickelodeon cartoon shows, things like that. Now, I have to feel there are more shows and whatnot that I have seen, but these are the only ones I could come up with and stuff. So if there are more that you guys happen to comment and that I have seen, I'll add those to the list in my bio. Now, of the top shows that I have heard of and might be one day interested in watching, I have Orange is the New Black. I haven't seen Ozark, Queen's Gambit, Modern Family, True Blood, Gotham, Futurama, American Horror Story, Mad Men, Black Mirror, South Park, Mr. Robot, The Walking Dead, Dexter, Homeland, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Rick and Morty, which I'm sure the internet will kill me over because I know it's so wildly popular, The Wire, Narcos, Chernobyl I've heard is amazing, Stranger Things, Westworld, Lost, House of Cards, The Expanse, and Jack Ryan. There's like a broad idea of shows I've watched, shows I've heard of but would want to watch. I think there's more in there that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, but it's a good sampling for you. So that's where I'm coming from in order to try to watch anime for the first time and see how I like it. So today we're going to be watching Season 1, Episode 2 of Attack on Titan. Now, last episode seemed to me like a pretty good introductory episode. It seemed like it covered the overall premise of the show. It seems it's humanity versus Titans, right? Humanity seems to live within these walls, a circular surrounded area of land. It's enormous. I believe it's supposed to be like, it's either 250 kilometers in radius or diameter. I don't remember which. There are 3 levels to the walls, an interior, the next, and the next. What I'm not sure about is if that is the only area in the world where humans are actively surviving and existing. I don't know if that's just one city or one region, and there might be others throughout the world. We had learned that no Titan had broken through the wall. The walls hadn't been breached in 100 years. So you had all sorts of people that treat this sort of traumatic situation of the humans differently. Like you have the people who are the soldiers that were just hanging out by the wall. They seemed not worried at all. they're like, hey, the wall hasn't been breached in 100 years. It'll be another 100 before it's ever breached again. You have people that are actively worried about their situation, like the main character. I think it's the main character. The character that we meet, Eren, seems very concerned about the situation between the humans and the Titans. They showed religious zealots where you have basically like a religion that forms around all of that keeps society safe. We saw a small glimpse of that. What seemed to me like a nice realistic world building of the situation at hand. I got some Game of Thrones vibes where you have danger beyond the wall and that hasn't been breached for a very, very, very long time. That you have people that don't even worry about it. In Game of Thrones, that being the White Walkers and the Night King. And in this show, it seems to be the Titans. We met what seemed to be 3 fairly significant characters. We got Eren, who I'm guessing is going to be the protagonist. We'll see. We met Eren. We met his parents. His father being a doctor that was working on something interesting in the basement where he had a key. It said, I'll tell you what I'll be working on in the basement. I don't know what that's going to turn into. We met Mikasa, who at first thought was Eren's like sister or something, but I don't think that's true. We also met with Armin, who appears to be good friends with Eren, and they have some sort of ambitions to maybe join the scout regiment and see what they can do to end the struggle of humanity versus the Titans and kind of save humanity. That seems like that's the direction that this is going. And then, of course, in this introduction episode, intense craziness ensues where some massive titan that's, I guess, bigger than all the other ones gets struck down from the heavens in lightning or something, breaks through the wall that's 50 meters tall, causes mass destruction throughout the city, and winds up letting in a whole bunch of titans during the wall breach. And Eren's mother is tragically and like viciously eaten by one of these titans that has the most teeth I've ever seen in my life and who can't stop smiling. So in this episode, I'm gonna assume Eren is gonna have loads and loads of motivation, probably. I mean, it'd be reasonable, I would think, that he would be completely shell-shocked by this news. His father isn't there, so his father didn't even witness this death. I don't know how he'll be notified of it. I don't know how communication works in this world. I would assume maybe Eren is going to be incredibly sad. I don't know if we'd see a couple episodes of him in a depressed kind of state, or if this immediately gives him more motivation to kind of save the world, is what it seems like. So I don't really know. Besides that, what's going to happen next? Maybe we're just going to see the fallout of what happens when a giant human destroys a whole town. And also, this takes place in year 845 in the Shiganshina district, and I don't know if the years matter or what's going to happen, but there you go. That day, the Fall of Shiganshina, Part 2. Also, if you notice that the video suddenly looks different, I completely forgot to get my lighting set up here, so forgive the probably slightly dark intro, but here we go. They first appeared over 100 years ago, so they haven't been around then for like thousands, you know? Wow. Almost overnight, almost all humans wiped out. Erected 3 layers of walls. How, though? How'd you erect the walls without getting destroyed? I wonder. Oh. Oh, it's so brutal. Just the fallout? Wow, they're all different sizes. Is she dead? Is she uber dead? Oh, God. What? Via the head, man? Jesus. Man, yeah, I guess the Titans would breach the wall, right? And then, I mean, people can't leave that area that fast, so I guess, yeah, Titans are going to be walking throughout the area. Here's what I wonder is, if you have the first wall keep a certain number of people safe, and then the second wall keeps another layer of people safe, and then the third wall keeps the third layer of people safe, if you breach the wall just at one point, doesn't that mean that that entire ring is now vulnerable? So does everyone in this ring have to like recede or is now in danger, like to an inner wall? Like, is there going to be like people are trying to smuggle themselves like over the wall, like into the newer, safer area, you know, because that area is not safe anymore? Or do you just try to patch up the one area of the wall? That'd be interesting if there's like this whole criminal underworld that would develop where people try to smuggle people into the new safe zone, basically. Okay, so here is Mr. Haynes carrying Eren and Mikasa. He's reaching out and blaming whoever he can. It happened again. Wait, What did Mikasa just see? She saw like a dead body and then said it happened again? I don't know what that is. Did she have like a dream or something that this was gonna happen? God, people are just getting murked left and right. Is Shiganshina not inside that wall? It said like an outskirts thing. I need to see like a drawing of the wall. Okay, yeah, alright. So it's a little protrusion. So it looked like it has the outer ring, and then it's like a protrusion even further out. That's where Shiganshina... So I'm gonna guess that in that kind of a location would be like the plebeians of the society, or like the peasants, the least wealthy, because if you're more wealthy, you'd want to go into the safest sections, which I would think would be the middle. Interesting. I'm gonna back it up a little, because I want to see that again. Yeah, alright, so I guess it's designed that way so that Titans are attracted to only a few centralized locations, which makes it easier to defend against the Giants. But then you got people living in there, I don't know. Or is it made to attract the Giants because you need people to attract them? I don't know. There's no way they can all get out. Get more boats, yo. This feels very Titanic to me. You know, like everyone was trying to leave the sinking Titanic and everyone wants to get on a lifeboat, but they didn't have enough lifeboats. Tragic. They're closing the gate behind him. Oh no. I'm guessing you're not supposed to abandon your post though. Okay. Yep. Okay. So a very small portion of this wall has been breached. One of these outposts has been breached. And that makes sense. People have to retreat to the inner wall. That'd be interesting. Say they breach the outer wall and then, so layer 3 has been breached, but you have 2 and 1 still protected. Does then the scout regiment like gallop out to the outer wall and try to patch that area of the wall? You know, maybe that's how they built it, the wall. Maybe they built a small wall on the inside, and then they built a slightly larger wall outside of that, and then larger, and then larger, and then larger, and then large, like, you know, farther and farther away. But then what do you do with the Titans that are on the inside of that wall, you know? Like, do they have any way to combat these Titans? Do they have any way to take them out? 'Cause if they don't, then what, do they just wait and try to let them starve, dispose of their bodies that way? And then once all of them have starved in a certain area, then you can try to build a wall even further out. Maybe that's how they did it. Boy, would a lot of people die in the process. Problems like that. Oh no, it's the giant dude. What is with this guy? Is this like the Thanos Titan? Wait, is that a different one? What's he doing? Is he gonna ram the wall? Alright, let's see what these cannons can do. Can you deal some damage to him? Okay, cannon took out the smaller one. That looks like it's gonna breach the wall, right? Did he just hit right through it? Does that mean they just breached the outer wall? He went through it like nothing! Who is this guy? Why are there bigger Titans than the other smaller Titans? That's a disaster, dude! South side of Wall Rose, Trost District. Now, Wall Rose. Okay, so inside the next wall, south side of Wall Rose. Was Shiganshina to the north? Wait, I gotta look this up. I wanna get this right. Okay, Shiganshina is in the south, it looks like. Okay, so Trost is inside of the first outer wall. It's just south of the start of Wall Rose on the south side. So it seems to be pretty close to Shiganshina. Okay, strongest portion of the government probably is inside of the furthest inner wall. Also very real world seeming when they're talking about refugees. And it happens in the real world when terror breaks out, whether it's natural disasters or, you know, unjust occupations of countries and stuff, and people flee the country. Oh, they only knew about Shiganshina. Their communication goes pretty fast, so where the heck is Eren's father? So people always... Common thought. You never want to leave off on a negative note with someone as your last thing you've talked about. I feel like I believe him. I think maybe he will kill them all, but I don't know how.
この年中央政府は人類の活動領域をウォールローゼまで後退させることを決定。
Yep, alright, so it makes sense, yeah. All of humanity is ordered to retreat within walled rows. I would assume that'd be overpopulation, you know, because now this giant area, you can only fit so many people into this smaller area. That has to be foreshadowing. That has to be foreshadowing that Dr. Yeager, Eren's father, is working on some kind of like superhuman Captain America, Wolverine injectable formula that'll make people superhumans or something, and then you might actually be able to combat the Titans, maybe. It's gotta be what that was. Don't forget the key. I mean, it's just a dream, so maybe it's symbolic. Though Shiganshina is now destroyed, and that's what Dr. Yeager said is what he was working on in the basement down there, right? So that key needs to be used in that basement, which is now completely overrun with Titans, right? So if you need to get something from that area, boy, is that going to be a dangerous journey to venture outside of the wall into new Titan territory to retrieve whatever the heck that is. Whether it's some kind of formula or something that'll help combat the Titans, maybe. I'd like to see that mission, and I bet you it might not go so well. Wait, did he have the key? Hang on. In the last episode, didn't the father leave with the key and just say, when I get back, I'll show you what I've been up to in the basement using this key that I got here? Did Eren just wake up from a dream and now have the key? What is going on? Hang on. I'm going to go back to the last episode real quick because I want to see that part and make sure I'm not crazy. Yeah, Eren doesn't have a key on his neck or anything. I knew I wasn't seeing things. Aw, Armin's parents are dead. I want to know more about Mikasa. What's her deal? I feel like I get Eren and I basically get Armin, at least thus far. Mikasa seems intentionally shrouded in mystery.
The
following year, people are tasked, okay, trying to take back what the Titans destroyed. Who is that put a hat on Armin there? He said that his parents were already dead. What? Out of 250,000 people sent, which is half the population, went to attack the Titans. I just realized Attack on Titan. Attack the Titans. They're all dead. They all died? 250,000 people? You gotta be kidding me. How are they ever gonna be able to take them out? If a 250,000 person army did nothing. Well, I don't know if they took out any of the Titans, but they all died. What's cadets training? Is that like the scout regiment? And also this hat that Armin has and the guy who gave it to him. If it's not his parents, who was that? And that he's clearly sad about dying. You're gonna want Mikasa to go. 104th Cadet Corps Boot Camp. That's Eren? And that was Mikasa? They looked so much older. Alright, that's it. Wait, I'm guessing that conversation that took place between the three took place in 846, right? Where they say next year they're going to join the Corps. Okay, and then the next year would be 847. So what? It's been 2 years since we met them all. They looked kind of older, right? I feel like it looks like more than that many years has passed, like more than 2. I don't know. Anyway, so that was Attack on Titan, Season 1, Episode 2. I gotta say, I'm really interested to see where this goes. I wonder if in the next couple, like, it seems like they're fine making time jumps, like pretty big time jumps, even mid-episode. That was one episode. We jumped from 845 to 846 to possibly then 847, where we're then told about over the next 3 years you're going to be trained into soldiers. So I don't know how long it'll take to see them actually become soldiers, or if any of them die. Yeah, so if I was to guess what's going to happen next, maybe they go through the training, right, and meet a couple more friends, and people have different perspectives on Titans. Maybe they hear of other veteran cadets go out on missions, right? I mean, you already had 250,000 people, half of your population, die trying to retake the wall. I feel like you have to have a little bit of a more calmer episode. I don't know. I feel like a lot of stuff happened. I feel like you got to have some training sessions. Maybe we'll learn some like fighting mechanics and stuff, or some research into what the weaknesses of a Titan might even maybe be, because those cannons look like they at least did nothing to the giant Titan. It looked like maybe it did some damage to the smaller ones. But Jesus, these Titans are strong. Dude, taking out 250,000 people where only 100 people remain? Like, how many Titans did they take down? They didn't say, but they all died. Clearly, I feel like the way that this is written, Eren is so motivated to kill these Titans that I'm thinking that at the end of the show, that's what he's gonna do. I just don't see how. The only way I could see how is that vision dream thing that he clearly just had, where, you know, he's dreaming and then he has this thing where his father wants to inject him with a needle, but then he like wakes up and he has the key that his dad had around his neck somehow magically. And then immediately my mind went to like Captain America type of like injectable super serum that makes you some kind of like a super soldier or something. And I'm guessing that's what the key does, is it's what Dr. Yeager was working on in the basement. And if that's what he's working on and that's what's in the basement, maybe it's still there. And at some point Eren's going to have to go back there. Maybe Dr. Yeager actually gets to Eren and then tells him about it and that you need to do that. But then how's that going to go? Because it seems like anyone who goes into any region where the Titan is, they just get absolutely manhandled. I gotta say, most brutal death I feel like that I've seen thus far. I mean, Eren's mother was pretty bad, but dude, that Titan that reached down at the beginning of this episode and just grabbed the lady via the head and just was like, that looks tasty. I was just like, oh god, that looks brutal. Alright, so anyway, gotta say, as a non-anime watcher, I'm cautiously optimistic about this show and very interested to see where it goes. So if you liked the video and you like what you see, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and leave a comment. You know, if any of the shows that I had mentioned that I have seen or haven't seen are some of your favorites, let me know. Or just leave a comment and tell me how your day's going, because my day's going pretty well. How about you? Anyway, I'm ExactlyOneSasquatch. Have a great day.